Good morning once again, and welcome to our English 8 Quarter 4 Week 7 discussion. This is Aljibrian, your English 8 subject teacher. In this week, we will be discussing about paragraph composition. But before that, let me introduce to you our learning objectives for this lesson. So at the end of this lesson, the learners are expected to develop paragraphs that illustrate each text type, factual and personal recount, persuasive. So you will also determine the type of text read and write compositions that illustrate factual, personal recount, and persuasive text types. Now let's begin. A text is usually a piece of any written works, and it is classified according to the following. We have factual text and personal recount. Okay, so let's understand what is this two. Factual text. So factual text informs, instructs, or persuades by giving facts and information. It informs the reader about a particular subject. Then factual text should give useful information and focus on facts. Examples of factual text are news, reports, interviews, recipes, records of history, instructions, frequently asked questions or facts, and etc. So an example for this is the reading text number 1 in your module. So basically, when we are going to talk about factual text, this usually or talks about only facts and not on the non-fact situation or any kind of subject. So this only focus on facts and no other than that. So the examples of these are news reports, interviews, recipes, and etc. Personal recount. A personal recount often combines elements of both the narrative and memoir, since an insight about life or a personal belief is usually based upon both experiences and relationships that have taught the writer what individual values are most important. So the author writes like the way he or she might talk in an ordinary or everyday conversation. So reading text number 3 is an example of personal recount text type. So generally when we speak about personal recount, it talks about the insight about life or a personal belief of someone. So when you are going to write a personal recount, it is based on your personal belief or insight about life. So you might talk about in an ordinary or everyday conversation. So you are going to use this when you are going to write a paragraph. Okay, so now let us learn about how we generate ideas for writing personal recount. So in writing a personal recount, you go one step beyond reminiscing about a significant event or moment. You choose a period in your life, explain and analyze it, and put it into text. So that is how we generate ideas for our personal recount writing. Okay, so these are the steps in generating ideas in writing a personal recount. So first is to choose a topic. So think about a significant period of time which has shaped you into the person you are now. So complete the sentence, I am who I am today because of the period of time when. So you can continue that by writing your experiences or your the significant period of time which has shaped you into the person you are now. Then second, gathering events or gather events. So use cluster to help you think about the significant events you experienced during the time in question. Use sensory and memory details. So when gathering details, you are going to use the cluster that will help you think about the significant or the important events that you have experienced during the time in your days or your past. So you can use sensory and memory details in gathering these events. Then the next step is to organize the events. So this time, decide on an order for the details you have gathered. So you may organize them following a chronological order, or you may share them according to your own order of importance. So in this step, we are going to organize or arrange the events which had happened in your past daily life. So you may want it in a chronological order, or you may share them according to your own order of importance, or the way you want it to be organized or arranged. Okay, so now let's proceed. So what is persuasive text? So a persuasive text aims to convince the reader to adopt an opinion or a course of action. So a strong persuasive text is logically organized and clearly describes the issue. So when we are going to talk about persuasive text, this aims to persuade or convince the reader to adopt an opinion or the course of action that we are writing. So to be effective, a persuasive text should have the following characteristics. So first is a persuasive text has a clear thesis on an issue. So when we talk about clear thesis on an issue, it talks about a clear statement in writing a persuasive text about an issue that you are going to reveal on your readers. Then second, use sound reasoning. So when you are going to write a persuasive text for your readers, you should have those sound reasoning or reasons that are very reasonable, or that will persuade or convince your reader. Then third is you will use powerful language when you are going to write a persuasive text. So this powerful language talks about the words or the use of words when you are writing a persuasive text. Then fourth, it should present detailed and relevant pieces of evidence and references. So when we talk about persuasive text, this should be or has to be detailed, and the evidence and references are relevant in the issue that you are going to show to the readers. Then next is to present alternatives and counter arguments. So if you have some ideas on an issue, or you have given a statement to that issue, you should have alternatives and counter arguments that will also persuade and convince the reader. Then also, you will use clear organization. So this is also important when we are going to write persuasive text. So it should have an arrangement, or you have to organize it in a way that the readers will understand it clearly. Then you should also provide a clear conclusion. So you have to provide a conclusion about the issue that you are going to reveal on your readers. Then also use effective and error-free sentence structure. So when you are going to write a persuasive text about an issue, it should be effective and is an error-free sentence structure. So there are no errors that the readers will find in that text that you are going to write. So an example of this persuasive text type is the reading text number 2 that will be found on your module. And that ends our discussion for this week. So thank you for listening, and may God bless you on your activity. So if ever you have any questions, clarification regarding this topic, just contact me in any means you want. So you can also access this video on GAITF LCMS platform, the lcmsgaitf.com. So thank you again, and may God bless you.